Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RSR Video Email Bag Show on the Ringside Report Web TV channel. Now, here's your host, the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing, Bad Brad Berkowitz. Forget about it.
Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. You came along and everything started into hum. Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come.
Hey folks, welcome back. Now remember, when we hit 1,300 subscribers, we're going to give away this great book, Ernie the Acorn Shaver's autobiography. Welcome to the big time. And I always show this because this is important, folks. It's a great book, by the way. It is autographed by Ernie Shavers. I went in my own personal boxing library, pulled this sucker out and said we're going to give this away. When we hit 1,300 subscribers to the Ringside Report Web TV channel, and all you have to do is hit that button and subscribe. Subscribe. Forget about it. Now, if you want to be on my next show, send your questions into Ringside Report 2014@gmail.com. Again, that's Ringside Report 2014@gmail.com. Leave your comments below. I always interact. If you want to be a hockey puck, you may not want to leave your comment below. But as long as you're a respectful hockey puck, then hey, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. All right? Now, without further ado, forget about it. Let's get into your great questions tonight. First up is Bad Brad. Excuse me. I want to thank you for the lack of sleep I've gotten over the last week because I'm addicted to your show. It's refreshing to have someone call out the BS, recognize the greatness, and encourage folks to not just agree with you if they have a difference of opinion, but to show respect as you do. Your analysis on the circus act, as you aptly called it, was not only spot on, it was delusional fans on both sides needed to hear. I said that wrong. It was what delusional fans on both sides need to hear. There you go. Reading is fundamental, folks. I see Aaron Pryor as your favorite fighter of all time. He was magic in that ring for sure. It's funny, your number 2, Alexis Arguello, is actually my number 1, and Pryor is my number 2. I wanted Alex to beat Aaron so bad, and I knew in the rematch he wouldn't fare better than his great performance before he was stopped in their first match. How do you feel Alex would fare with the fighters from 126 to 140 today? Juan G from Managua, Nicaragua. Well, Juan G, wow, that was a long question. Thank you very much for the compliments. I greatly appreciate them. Alexis Arguello, I mean, the epitome. You look up class in the dictionary and sportsmanship, you'll see Alex's, as you say, a lot of people call him Alexis, pitcher. Love him. Still love him. Miss him. Like I miss Aaron. Yes, Aaron's my number 1, number 2. So, like you, our 1 and 2, 2 and 1 had to fight each other. That's tough. But hey, they gave us the greatest fight, in my opinion, of all time. The November 1982 in the Orange Bowl when they fought the first time. And Aaron stopped Alexis in the 13th round. Now, how would Alexis fare today? He would clean out 126 to 140. I absolutely believe that. I know he had problems sometimes with slick boxers, but his power, that's why we called him Explosive Thin Man. Not we, that's why he was called that, but we called him obviously his nickname. I think he would clean them out. Terrence Crawford would be an interesting matchup at 140 and lighter. That's, Terrence, I'm not going to say Terrence doesn't have a chance to beat Alexis. If he lands a good punch, it could be Goodnight Irene. But Alexis was special. He was so special. I mean, just the movement, the jab, the way he threw combinations. He always was in shape. And the way he carried himself outside the ring. Oh, forget about it. With his fans, I met him a couple times. Met him at the Hall of Fame. And I met him at Roy Jones' first professional fight, May 6, 1989. Look it up, folks. At the Pensacola Civic Center. I was there when Roy turned pro. I was actually there at a party called friends of Roy Jones, that was the name of the group that put it on, at the Pensacola Civic Center when he went off and got robbed in the Olympics in Seoul, South Korea in 1988. I think Alexis will clean him out. Is Alexis beatable? Of course, because he had losses on his record. But the depth that you had back then compared to the depth that you have today in boxing is night and day. Forget about it. So I think Alexis would reign supreme. All right, there you go. Send in your questions anytime. And I always say this and I get a little emotional, but because it's the truth. And Ray Mancini, my paisan, I've said it many times. Not in 100 million years did Alexis, the explosive thin man, Arguello, God rest his soul, kill himself. That corrupt, and I got to go there, fucking Nicaraguan government, and you should know you're there. I don't know if they cleaned it up since then, killed him. I will always believe that. They used him when he was a mayor. They duped him, and they killed him because he got smart and he was onto their bullshit. Okay? Never going to believe it. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. God rest your soul, Alexis. Great man. Great champion. Legendary. A word today that's greatly overused. He was legendary. All right? There's the answer to your question. Next up. Bad Brad. I enjoyed your show last night, and when you blew the trumpet for the circus act, dun, 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 that one? Okay, yeah. I was on the floor. Yeah, okay. On the GGG versus Canelo fight, I respect your thoughts, but I'm going the other way with Canelo by a decision in the same range. Okay, it's quite possible. That's what I love about it. We can agree to disagree as long as you're respectful, and you are. I have no problem with your opinion. I tell people in my Facebook forum all the time, just show respect. Just because somebody's opinion is different than yours, that doesn't make them stupid. If they act stupid, that makes them stupid. Okay? If they make it racial, if they call you mom or something, or if they start calling you names just because you're different, then that's being stupid. But just because you say Canelo's going to win and I say Triple G's going to win, neither one of us is stupid. It's our opinion. And somebody's going to be right. Me, of course. Yeah, I got you. All right. But I'm going the other way. Okay, yeah, I read that part. I want to ask you, what did you think? Wait a second. Reading is fundamental tonight, folks, and I think the font needs to be bigger, believe it or not. I want to ask you, what do you think was Floyd's greatest performance in his 50-fight career? Jenny T from Miami Beach, Florida. Oh, I said pal. Well, lady can be a pal. Welcome. I love when the ladies write. Deb, don't get jealous. Okay. From my old stomping grounds, Jenny, welcome to the show. I've said this many times, and I'll give it to you right off the top of my head. Floyd, Make It Rain Mayweather Jr., but before he was Make It Rain, when he was Pretty Boy, and he wasn't as obnoxious as he is today. When he was Pretty Boy and he was knocking him out. 2001, he fought another champion and destroyed him, both in their primes. Diego Chico Corrales. That is, in my opinion, and I'm interested to see what you say, folks. Leave me a comment below if you agree with me. I think Floyd's best fight, best win, was in 2001 against Diego Chico Corrales. That was an all-out war, and he destroyed him in a fight that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Chico was the favorite going in. I could be wrong about that, but Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd, not Make It Rain Mayweather or Money Mayweather when it became business and boxing was second, destroyed Diego Chico Corrales. So that's my personal pick for his best win in his 50-fight career, which really, I'm going to be honest, and I told you I don't really want to talk about this no more, he's really 49-0, because this farce from past Saturday doesn't register with me as a win on his record. All right, on that note, we're going to take a short commercial. Hey folks, this is Bad Brad Burkwick, the host of the RSR Video Email Bag Show, Forget About It. And I want to talk to you about an exciting opportunity to advertise or sponsor on my show. If you're interested, send serious business inquiries to Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Again, that's Ringside Report 2014 at gmail.com. Forget about it.
Excuse me?
What?
Aren't we supposed to be doing a shoot for your book ad?
Yeah, but I'm reading right now. I'm reading an interview in my book with James Quick Tillis, and I tell you what, I didn't realize I did a heck of an interview.
And
I guess we do need to do this book ad.
Yeah.
Hey folks, here's the book, Boxing Reviews of a Lifetime, by the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Me, forget about it. Alright, there it is on the back. Okay, and on the front. Now how do you order this book? You go to authorhouse.com and you'll pick it up wholesale. You'll save a few fazoos, forget about it. But if you want to go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, you can do that too. You're just going to pay retail that way. Now for all the folks that ask me, yes, I will take this book here if you mail it to me and cover postage and handling to Tulsa and to wherever you live in the world. I will personally autograph your book. Again, Boxing Reviews of a Lifetime by the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad bread out. All right, folks, we're now back. And if you went on vacation, or you went to the mall, or maybe you're just driving around the neighborhood looking for a new house. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you went to Coffeeville. Who the hell wants to go to frickin' Coffeeville? And you forgot who I am. I'm the man with the fedora, the pinky ring, and the New York thing. Forget about it. Bad Brad Berkwood, and this is another RSR video email bag show on the Ringside Report web TV channel. Now, I want to welcome all of my new subscribers, and I want to encourage you, if you're watching me for the first time and you haven't subscribed, to hit that button in the right-hand corner and subscribe. Remember, we got great giveaways on the show, and our current one is Ernie, the Acorn Shavers. Welcome to the big time. It is autographed, and one person from the United States or overseas will win this great book when we hit 1,300 subscribers. All right, let's get to the remainder of your questions tonight on... Come on, it's a test question. What is it? Come on, I'm waiting for it. Somebody say something. The RSR Video Email Bag Show on the Ringside Report Web TV channel. Say that backwards 22 times. Next up, Bad Brad, thanks for always responding to my comments on your videos. It seems that most writers or video show hosts could care less about their viewership and never respond. That's just plain rude. Well, you know what? Thank you, pal. I want to address that. That is just plain rude because there is no show, there is no website, there is no column without you, the readers, when it comes to Ringside Report, reading the articles of either mine or my great team, okay? Viewers watching my show. And let me just say this. I know, guys, I've been in the business now 20 years, that's 1997, that we came up at the very same time. And I'll be honest with you, folks, I've given some compliments over the years to people. They don't even respond to me. They think that they're over here, they're above, and you're below. And I'm somebody that came up at the same time. Some exceeded me, some didn't exceed me. But I don't look down on them, and I don't look up on them. We're still right here, okay? So if they don't answer you, ba fungu is what I say to them when they don't do it with me. And ba fungu to them if they don't do it to you. They owe it to you, okay, to get back to you. That's one thing you're always going to get with me. I'm always going to respond. If you act like a hockey puck, I'm going to hit you out the park and embarrass you. But I'm going to respond to you, okay? But it's very seldom I have to deal with hockey pucks, as Don Rickles, the late, great, God rest your soul, Don, used to say, you hockey puck. So they owe it to you. And if they think that they're better than you, then cut them off and come over to my channel, okay? Come over to ringsidereport.com. My writers and myself are always going to get back to you, all right? Now, on to the rest of your question. I wanted to get your thoughts on Chocolatito's rematch against, now I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm sure, Wilseco Wengeek. That's not even close, but the guy that cut him up in the first fight and won, I think he's from the Philippines. Tough as hell, he's a champion now. In a fight he lost, but was so great. Signed, Tex T from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh, he's from my hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, Tex, how you doing, pal? Forget about it. All right, have I ever met you out? I don't know. I met a lot of Texs in this town, and all of them seem to want to be cowboys. Bang, 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 bang. But there's only one real cowboy from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that's the fighting cowboy, James Quick Tillis, my paisan, my brother, and his wife, Vanessa Quick Tillis, who, by the way, next month, September 22nd, will be here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they are renaming the street Quick Tillis Way. So I am ecstatic and absolutely proud of my brother, James Quick Tillis. We go back to 1980. And you know what's funny is I'm only 22, so I must have been like a negative number then. Forget about it. All right, Deb, I don't need your digs. 22 twice and add some. I don't need it. I don't need the... how many times did you hit 22, Deb? You're always giving me the business. All right. September 22nd here in North Tulsa, they're going to rededicate a street, Quick Tillis Way. And like I said, I'm ecstatic and absolutely proud of him. How to get that in there. Now, how do I see the Chocolatito rematch going against the guy whose name I can't pronounce? I hope that it's a great fight. Hardly ever rematches live up. Now, Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward, forget about it. That was in the pantheon of boxing. I mean, forget about it. That was legendary. The rematch between Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard was a great fight, too. Okay, you got to go there, too. But most rematches are not, they don't live up to the hype. Hopefully it does. But my prediction is this time around, Chocolatito makes the adjustments and he wins a decision. He may even stop him, but I think he wins a decision. Guy's tough. Now, the one concern we got with Chocolatito going into this fight is he had that bad cut. I don't know if he had plastic surgery, if he just got sewed up. That cut could bust open again, and that was a lot of blood. That's a true champion. Even though he lost his title, blood was everywhere, and he kept going and going and going. So I think Chocolatito regains his title in the rematch. Let's just hope for a great fight either way. All right. The last question tonight goes to Bad Brad. Violets are purple, shamrocks are green. My sugar, and I know who this is. Violets are purple, shamrocks are green, and you, my Mr. Forget About It man, are looking so sexy and lean. Well, thank you, doll. I know who this is. Okay. You know I love kidding you. Dad says hi and is thrilled the circus act is over so we can get to some great fights coming up. I want to ask you about a fighter from the 80s named Donald Curry. Dad had me watch some video on him, and he could really fight. Hugs and kisses, Janet, your blue Jew from the Bronx. Janet, my blue Jew, mwah, darling, to you. Great to hear that your dad's doing good. Great to hear that he's turning you on to some great fighters. Donald Curry, forget about it. Donald the Cobra Curry, Lone Star Cobra, I think it was. Curry, because he's from Texas. Is from Texas, I should say. He won the title in 1983 against a Japanese fighter. He was a Japanese Korean. I think it was Japanese. I think his name was Kwang Hong, something like that. Very close. Look it up. Won the title. It was a vacant title, I believe. He was a damn good fighter. Had a fantastic unification against Milton, the Iceman McCory out of Kronk Gym in 1985. And he starched Milton McCory. And it was one of those, they weren't as, neither one was as great as Sugar Ray and Tommy, but it was a lesser version of that. Two great fighters, and he starched Milton McCory. Now, in 1986, he got beat. He went over to England. I'm pretty sure he went over to England. But nonetheless, he fought Lloyd Hunnigan, and he lost his title. Huge, huge upset. Curry got stopped. And that was a huge upset back then in 1986. After that fight, Donald continued to fight on, but he was never the same. In 1987, he fought Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum. And I can't remember if it was a left hook or a right hand, but McCallum starched him. Starched Curry. I believe he went out on his back. But however he went out, I'm pretty sure it was on his back. He was out. Out. Fight was over. I was actually stationed in Pensacola, NAS Pensacola in 87 when that fight went down. He came back and he beat Gianfranco Rossi in a fight for, I think it was the junior middleweight title that he won. It might have been WBC. And then he wound up losing. I can't remember who he lost to. And then he had a couple fights after that. And I believe his last fight, he got stopped and then he retired. Was never saying after the Lloyd Hunnigan fight, but he was a damn good fighter. If he was a champion today, he would be reigning supreme. I mean, he'd blow out a lot of the fighters today. I see him beating Keith Thurman. I see him beating Sean Porter, Kell Brook. All of those guys at 147, I see him cleaning out the division. Earl Spence Jr. would give him a tough fight. But everybody else, I believe he would, would blow out. Good one, Meshuggah. Donald Curry. Hey, Pops, forget about it. You're giving your daughter over there a great lesson. All right? And again, I always appreciate the compliments, my Blue Jew Jazz, to you and to your dad. And double forget about it to you. All right, folks, one more time. Make sure you hit the button and subscribe. Subscribe in the top right-hand corner of the YouTube channel. And on that note, as we always say, that's another show in the can. Forget about it. And as Frank Sinatra sang so eloquently, so long ago, the best is yet to come. Bad Brad out.